that means some changes for the roadways around the area.
Also on WKYT this morning, a Southern Kentucky woman is in jail accused of trying to kill her boyfriend. But she says she was acting in self-defense.
Kentucky Representative Hal Rogers will have a special guest with him at an event in Jackson County today.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning and welcome in to WKYT. Great to have you along with us on this Monday after Super Bowl Sunday. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. If you're just getting up, you'll notice a little bit of rain in the area.
You will, and that is only the beginning because we're going to be going through some changes, and it looks like a wintry week ahead. Here is WKYT meteorologist Micah Harris on this first alert severe weather day.
Everybody is under a winter weather advisory. If you're watching this morning, you're under that. That starts at 7 a.m. It works this way through Wednesday morning, but I would expect the possibility for that to be extended off into Thursday, Friday, maybe into the weekend. I mean, we have a long week to go. I don't remember the last time I've actually forecast every single day with a snow chance in the forecast. Good news here is it's not a heavy snow. It's not a big snow maker. Wintry mix outside this morning. Most of that's cold rain, but you still got to be watching out in some of those valley regions that you could get that switch over into maybe even a little freezing rain or ice pellets. That's something to watch out for. Temperatures well above freezing, so there's some good news for you. It's a 43 right now in the London-Corbin area. Mid-30s to upper 30s across the Bluegrass and northbound. But once we head off into the afternoon, pretty much staying this way all day long, on and off wintry mix. It's really late afternoon off into the evening hours. You start to see it switch over into snow, and it doesn't switch back anytime soon. I'll go over that forecast coming in just a few minutes.
All right, a lot to keep our eyes on. Thank you, Micah.
Yeah, well, it has been a week since that massive fire destroyed the Bluegrass stockyards in Lexington.
And now crews will start the process of cleaning up all of the rubble and debris that is left behind, making some decisions about what's ahead. WKYT's Mark Barber is joining us live from the stockyards this morning. Mark?
Good morning, Bill. And those cleanup crews have a lot of ground to cover because the massive fire destroyed about 10 acres of property. Now, the rain that we're seeing this morning could become an issue, but for now, crews say they are planning to start clearing the rubble, and they are also planning to start resurfacing Lyle Industrial Avenue, which was also damaged by this fire. Now, the massive 3-alarm fire that tore through the area about 9 days ago destroyed the Bluegrass stockyards as well as 5 other businesses. And it also destroyed a big part of Lexington's history. At one time, the stockyards were known as the largest stockyard operation east of the Mississippi River. While a tower of flames and smoke brought the historic operation to its knees, the fire did not destroy everything. The COO of the stockyards says their offices were housed in a cement structure underground. He tells us they have been able to save some of their pieces of history from smoke damage.
David's office had just a treasure trove of artifacts, old promotional items, records from back in the days when they did everything by hand. And when I walked in his office and saw that those things were intact, not just for him personally, but I mean, all that stuff means a lot to us, individually too.
He says they are now starting to think about how they can use those artifacts to pay tribute to the stockyards whenever they are able to rebuild. In the meantime, crews are starting to prepare to clear through some of the rubble here, while investigators keep trying to figure out what started this fire. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
All right, thanks so much, Mark. A Southern Kentucky woman is in jail accused of trying to kill her boyfriend. Deputies in Wayne County arrested Letitia Sartain on Saturday. They say Sartain stabbed her boyfriend last week, but she tells us from jail that she acted in self-defense and in defense of her kids and uncle. She said her son had strange spots on his neck. She asked her boyfriend, Clarence Dodd, about her son's injuries, and the two fought over her cell phone.
And we had took pictures of that and sent it to his father on that day, So now that I think about it, maybe that's why he wanted it, to get rid of those pictures.
Well, Sartain is accused of attempted murder for stabbing Dodd, but claims she was acting in self-defense. The Wayne County Sheriff's Office says more people could be charged in the case as the investigation continues.
A Hardin County man is facing charges after state police say he shot at an officer. State police went to a home on Wonderland Cavern Road to interview 22-year-old Dustin Thomas about a burglary investigation. And they say no one was inside the home, but when a trooper was walking back to his car, someone shot at him. The trooper was not hurt. They've arrested Thomas after a standoff. He is charged with attempted murder of a police officer.
A Southern Kentucky woman faces several drug and theft charges this morning after what deputies call a disturbance at a home. Whitley County Sheriff's deputies went to the home on Upper Mulberry Road yesterday to check on a woman. They found 28-year-old Nikki Carpenter intoxicated. They say she told them she was on meth and bath salts. They found syringes and what they thought to be prescription pills in the home. Deputies also found jewelry and medicine that they think she stole from a neighbor. Once deputies got Carpenter to jail, the jailer says she found more prescription pills on her.
And it is 5:35 on WKYT this morning. Kentucky Congressman Hal Rogers will have a special guest with him in eastern Kentucky later this morning.
FCC Chairman Tom Wheeler will be in Jackson County to meet with locals there about more economic opportunities. WKYT's Sean Moody is at our live desk with details on the chairman's visit.
Hey there, Rebecca and Bill. Representative Hal Rogers invited FCC Chairman Tom Wheeler to eastern Kentucky to talk about how broadband could help out the region's economy. They'll be in a couple of places this morning. First at 8:30 in Jackson County, Rogers and Wheeler will meet with local leaders and members of the People's Rural Telephone Cooperative and the Eastern Kentucky Concentrated Employment Program. At 11:30, they'll be in Hazard for a presentation and roundtable discussion with Shaping Our Appalachian Region leaders, business, education, and technology leaders in the area. They hope that expanded broadband internet accessibility in the area could bring more job opportunities. Now, a few days ago, the Lexington Herald Leader reported that Governor Matt Bevin favored scaling back a plan to install 3,400 miles of fiber optic cable across the state, but did still want to work on installing that project in eastern Kentucky. At the live desk, Sean Moody, WKYT.
Yeah, there have been some issues with the financing of all of that, so we'll see where it goes. Thank you very much, Sean. There has been a lot at stake in New Hampshire. The primary there is tomorrow, and candidates are investing time and efforts to win over the voters. In a recent poll of likely Republican primary voters, the winner of the Republican Iowa caucuses, Ted Cruz, is placing third in New Hampshire, Marco Rubio second, and Donald Trump coming in first. The same poll on the Democratic side shows Senator Bernie Sanders leading with 58% of voters saying that they're likely to go for him. The two leading candidates, though, are optimistic about the Granite State.
I picked up a lot of delegates in Iowa, and in New Hampshire, I think I'm going to do very well. I have a great relationship between the vets and all of the people in New Hampshire. They just seem to be very positive for me.
When we began this campaign here in New Hampshire, we were 30 points down in the polls.
Senator Rubio says he is sticking to the same strategy he used in Iowa. Hillary Clinton knows she is behind in the polls, but she says she is still in good spirits.
And Clinton took a break from campaigning in New Hampshire yesterday to meet with the community in Flint, Michigan. The meeting was held in a church there with part of the congregation and local government officials in attendance. Clinton gave an emotional speech on the ongoing drinking water crisis in the city. High levels of lead have been found in water there.
Clean water is not optional, my friends. It is not a luxury. I said weeks ago, if what had been happening in Flint had happened in Grosse Pointe or Bloomfield Hills, I think we all know we would have had a solution yesterday.
Well, Clinton went on to say that the children of Flint deserved good health care, good education, and bright futures.
There is global concern after North Korea claims it has successfully launched a satellite into orbit. The launch is widely believed to be cover for a long-range missile test. It comes just a month after North Korea claimed to successfully test a hydrogen bomb. The reaction from the U.S., Japan, and South Korea has been swift and unanimous. All three are strongly condemning the rocket launch by North Korea.
We're looking forward to expeditiously consulting with our colleagues in the coming days, and we will be looking to all council members to unite around a swift and aggressive response to the DPRK's repeated violations that constitute this very direct threat to global peace and security.
China says it regrets that North Korea went ahead with the launch and is urging all sides to exercise calm. Russia and the UK have also condemned the launch. The U.S., Japan, and South Korea have called for an emergency UN Security Council meeting. Time this morning is 5:39, and let's see what's going on out there in traffic bright and early. Here is our live drive look right now at the current situation and current traffic. It looks to be light. We do have a couple of things if we can look a little bit closer into Lexington right now. One of those, of course, is the Lyle Industrial Road closure that is going to be for several days as they try to get the Bluegrass Stockyards area back into normal operations. And you see as well some construction there around Commonwealth Stadium, around Nicholasville Road as it moves into the city as well. And then Clay's Mill, Stonewall Estates area out there. They keep working on that.
All right.
Good to have you along on WKYT, and we have a lot more news coming up here on your Monday morning.
The Oscars are just a few weeks away. Some awards are shoo-ins, some really facing a heated race. We've got news on Beyonce as well coming up on WKYT this morning.
Looking at that wintry mix outside today, it's going to be on and off all day long. The major impacts actually come later on tonight and off into the next several days. Yeah, several with snow chances. I'll have that coming up next. This first alert severe weather day is actually put in place for you guys mainly later on tonight and into tomorrow, just to get you updated up to speed on what's going on. Outside we have the wintry mix going on. It looks like a big mess, but let me tell you this, most of this is just some cold rain rolling across the region. Where we could have some issues, east and southeastern Kentucky, because that's where you get in some of these valley regions. They're very isolated spots, but it's just enough to maybe cause a few problems outside. Keep that in mind as you're traveling east and southeast Kentucky. High Rogers Parkway, Mountain Parkway, some of those back roads when you go really low in elevation, that's where you could really pick up some of those cold spots. Showing a switch over. I stepped outside here in Lexington and I didn't see a switch over, but you know what? It's just going to be that way. Once you continue to go throughout the afternoon, you'll start to see the switch over slowly but surely go into snow. And once it changes over into snow, I mean, it stays snow for a long time. The whole week, we have a snow chance each and every single day. It's unbelievable. 36 degrees here in Lexington, and that's a very popular number across the Bluegrass and northbound. You go into the southern zone, still looking at those 30s and 40s. So we are well above freezing. However, you know as well as I do, you can get snow when you're above freezing. That's just the way it goes. You get above that surface and get really cold, yeah, it's easy to get the snow out of there. All right, for the most part, this first call for snowfall through Thursday, this is what you're looking at. This is not one day. This is not 2 days. This is 4 days of just piling it on. And when I say piling it on, we're not going to get a lot of snow out of this in terms of it just adding up there in the snowfall gauge. But what you are going to be seeing is just each and every single day some headaches, because we're going to clear off the roads, and then here comes another shot at snow, clear off the roads. Here comes another shot at snow. That's just the way it's going to go. Light snowmakers on and off all week long. I would say for the most part, it's likely that most of us pick up anywhere from 2 to 5 inches. It is 100% that most of us pick up 1 inch. So then more likely right around 2 to 5 inches. East and southeastern areas, that's where we have to be watching out for. Maybe a little bit better accumulation, 3 to 6. And then mountainous areas, you're talking 4 to 8 inches. And that's all together, remember, but it's still going to be a headache. So the snowfall is around moderate. Just the reason being is because you have a snow chance every single day. It's not a lot of snow. It's just on and off snow throughout the whole week. Slick roads, I'll put them around close to high. And the reason being is because once we clear off the roads, like I said, you're going to have another shot at snow. It's just going to be patchy, spotty snow showers flying through. Winds will be at moderate, and so will the bitter cold. Most of the work week, we're going to be in the teens and 20s. We're in the 30s this morning, but it does look like that coldest air filters on in. And once it does, that snow's not going anywhere. Once it falls, it will stick. And you'll see that go throughout your weekend, too. So there are snow chances each and every single day, guys. Every single day in your forecast. Since I've been here in Kentucky, I don't know if I've ever had that in a forecast. It's pretty remarkable.
7 days of the possibility of snow. Yeah.
Yes, it's not a lot of snow in terms of the way it just builds up, but it's every single day. It's just amazing.
Well, it has the kids excited, I can tell you that.
Yeah. They want
a
snow day.
We get off school here?
Snow day or two, right?
Yeah, we'll see. All right, Micah, thank you. 5:46 right now.
Well, 3 weeks before the Oscars, top honors are anything but settled.
David Daniel has that and more in this Hollywood Minute.
Best Picture at the Oscars is officially a horse race. The Revenant director Alejandro Iñárritu took top honors at the Directors Guild of America Awards, leaving the three major Hollywood guilds divided. Spotlight took the top prize at the Screen Actors Guild Awards, and the Producers Guild of America chose The Big Short as its top film. We'll see which way the Academy goes February 28th.
Uh-oh, she's looking at us. What did she say? Oh, sorry, sir. No one was listening. Is it garbage night? We left the toilet seat up. What is it, woman? What?
There's less suspense about the Oscar for Best Animated Feature after Inside Out won 10 Annie Awards, including Best Feature from the International Animated Film Society. The Pixar pick has also grabbed the Golden Globe and the Critics' Choice Award for Best Animated Feature.
Paparazzi, catch my fly, my cocky fresh.
How do you send a new song straight to the top of Billboard and Twitter's Trending 140 chart? Try dropping a surprise single and video the same weekend you're playing the Super Bowl halftime show. And it helps if you're Beyoncé. The superstar's latest track includes commentary on police brutality, Hurricane Katrina, and black financial power. For Hollywood Minute, I'm David Daniel.
All right, coming up, you'll get the stories making news right now.
Yeah, we'll be checking our top stories for you. Also, we'll check traffic again. We have some health news, what's hot on the web and social media, including the Super Bowl, coming up on WKYT this morning. Good morning. Welcome back into WKYT this morning. A little bit of a discussion about favorite commercials from last night.
Yes, you know, maybe go on our Facebook page or something to WKYT or Rebecca Smith or Bill Bryant or Micah Harris
folks,
and tell us.
Yeah, checking those out this morning, and it's interesting. All right, here's a quick look at some of the stories that we're working on for you at this hour. Today, crews will start resurfacing Lyle Industrial Avenue, and they'll start clearing away the rubble from the Bluegrass stockyards. Investigators are still trying to figure out how the fire started. They're also going to start clearing the 10 acres of land where the stockyards and 5 other businesses stood. Lyle Industrial Avenue will remain closed until the repairs are finished.
Chipotle says it will be closing every one of its locations for 4 hours this afternoon for a food safety meeting. Employees will go over an updated food safety program implemented by the chain in January. All Chipotle restaurants will be closed from about 11 till 3 in the afternoon. Presidential candidates are making a final push before the New Hampshire primary tomorrow, and that tops your national headlines.
Time is running out. The candidates are making their final pitches to voters there today ahead of the first in the nation primary tomorrow. The latest polls show Donald Trump leading Republicans in New Hampshire, with Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio, Jeb Bush, and John Kasich locked in a fierce battle for second place. On the Democratic side, Bernie Sanders is 10 points ahead of Hillary Clinton in the latest polling in the Granite State, but Clinton is closing the gap.
Denver Broncos fans celebrating the team's Super Bowl 50 win. The Broncos defeated the Carolina Panthers 24-10 in Santa Clara last night, securing a second Super Bowl win for quarterback Peyton Manning. Broncos linebacker Von Miller was named game MVP. Well, topping your health headlines this morning, knee pain for seniors.
Focusing on knee problems should be a top priority for seniors. That's according to researchers in San Francisco who found knee buckling in older adults caused a lot of falls. They say walking aids, leg strengthening exercises, and proper footwear can all help. A new study is suggesting smokers who use phone programs to help kick the habit are more successful than people who get help on the internet. Doctors tracked 30-day success rates and found phone counseling worked better than web-based counseling for smokers who are trying to quit.
A new study shows combat veterans trying to manage chronic pain may find relief through meditation. A new pilot study in Washington, D.C. suggests vets who meditate reported a 20% reduction in pain. Let's get a check right now on today's traffic trouble spots with a look at live drive traffic. The time now is about 5 minutes before the top of the hour. Things looking pretty good out there. We've dealt with a little bit of rain this morning, so keep that umbrella handy. Time to check now what's making news online with Bill.
Well, right now on WKYT.com, wherever you go, you can get the very latest news. It is a first alert severe weather day, as we do have this rain out there that will change into a mix and then over to snow. You can check out Micah's updated forecast, and we have some predicted snow totals over the next several days online for you as well. Also trending this morning, the Denver Broncos won Super Bowl 50. We have a story up about the big win for Peyton Manning and his crew. Also, a lot of buzz on social media this morning about the big halftime show as well. You can also check out our inspirational story of a Kentucky football legend. Travis Freeman lost his eyesight at the age of 12, and then he hit the field as the first blind player in America. And he told his story of overcoming odds on Super Bowl Sunday. We have the heads up about Lyle Industrial Road closing in Lexington. Crews working to clean up from that massive Bluegrass Stockyards fire. Also a story about a few items that happened to survive the fire. Kentucky.com, a great story up this morning about a group of karaoke singers who have become like family to each other at the Hardys on Winchester Road in Lexington. They range in age from an 8-year-old singer to a man who was on the Gong Show back in the day in Hollywood. It's a cute story to check out. And CBS This Morning is coming up shortly at 7 with your eye opener. More, of course, from the Super Bowl and the nation's first 2016 presidential primary tomorrow. Join us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter or Instagram, and for the latest news anytime, WKYT.com.
And we're going to have that snow chance really increase later on this evening and night. This morning, what we're going to be seeing, I don't expect major issues this morning. What I do expect, maybe some valley regions where we have east and southeastern Kentucky. You get in those valleys and you can really get much colder temperatures than everywhere else. Got to be watching out for that. Some cold rain rolling through at this moment that could lead, is the possibility of leading to some freezing rain and maybe a little icy patch here and there in the valley areas. Other than that, it's just that cold rain trying to switch over in some spots, but for the most part, if you do get some snowflakes out of this, none of this is going to be a big issue. It really starts to add up as we go off into the evening and into the night. Now getting some updated numbers out at airports. We're 36 now in Lexington, 37 now in Moorhead. And as you work your way down into the south, that's where we're holding on to the 30s as well. Once that rain moves over you guys in Jackson, Prestonsburg, you'll see your temperatures fall from the 40s to the 30s pretty quickly. And we go through it hour by hour. It's going to be on and off all day long with that wintry mix. Like I said, the evening and night is going to have your best opportunity to see that switch over into snow and start adding up on those snow totals. We'll get into that coming up with another hour of WKYT News. If you're about to take off, take it easy out there. We've got some wet roads this morning.